Hello friend, welcome to day 11 already. We are going through some balancing poses, so working on the breath, foundation and focus. I'll see you on the mat in a moment. We're beginning on our backs today, so if you need to use a blanket or a towel to pad up your low back, I recommend doing that now. Otherwise, we're going to be keeping our knees bent as we move down onto our backs. So take a few moments here to get comfortable. So low back is even, spine is long, eventually broadening our collarbones so our shoulder blades feel even. Breathing in and out through the nose, arms alongside the body. And we're focusing on balancing today. So balancing poses really challenge our physical body in terms of strength and adjusting, and our focus as well, so challenging our minds. And then a bit of both, which is our coordination. So we want to set an intention for trying our best without any expectation to come into a pose. And when we remove that expectation, we can even surprise ourselves. So breathing in and out through the nose. Let's start to bring one knee above the hip. So shin is relatively parallel to the ground. You might start to feel your belly or your abdominals turn on. And then bring the other knee up towards hip as well. So knee above hip, shins are parallel to the ground. And from here, you can keep your legs or feet engaged, or you will need to keep your feet engaged, but feet can be pointed, flexed, or even in between, flointed. All right, take an inhale here. Relax the face as you exhale. Spine is even on the ground. Inhale, start to straighten the right leg and lower it down to about an inch above the ground. Hover. Exhale, bring it back. You might even feel a shake already. Inhale, left leg straightens. Hover it down. Exhale, coming back. Inhale, right leg, straighten, hover. Exhale, coming back. Low back is even on the ground. Inhale, straighten, left leg. Hover it down and bring it back. One more time each side. Inhale, straighten right leg. Hover it down to the ground. You're doing great. Exhale, bringing it back. Inhale, straighten left leg. Hover it. Then bring it back up. Now let's make it a brain teaser. Bring the hands up above you. Doing opposite hands and legs. So as you inhale, straighten the right leg and hover it and bring the left arm up and overhead, left bicep by ear. Exhale, bringing it back, really working the core. Inhale, left leg, right arm by ear. Exhale, coming back. Inhale, right leg, left arm, hover. Exhale, coming back. I don't know if you can hear me shaking. Inhale, left leg, right arm. Exhale, coming back. Two more each side. Inhale, right leg, left arm, relaxing the face. Exhale, coming back. Inhale, navel to spine, hovering the left leg, right arm. Exhale, coming back. Did I say two more? One more? Let's say no more. Okay, lowering the hands down, lowering the left leg out in front of us. Then bringing the hands around the knee and rolling the hip out. So we're rolling out the right hip. Should feel really good right now. Make sure your left foot is flexed so the toes are pointing towards the face and we're pressing it into an imaginary wall. Reverse the direction of the hip circle. And then plant that right foot onto the ground. Use your right hand to support your knee as it drops over towards the right. And use the outer edge of your right foot to heel toe your foot closer towards your left inner thigh. If it's comfortable for you, keep it on the inner thigh. Otherwise, you can move it further down the leg so the foot can be in contact with the calf. And so I'll show you, I'm going to look like I'm in a Titanic movie, but so the foot is going to be on the calf or the thigh. Just don't press it on the knee, okay? That's a no-no. And where the foot is in contact with the leg, the inner leg, we're pressing that inner leg into the foot and the foot into the inner leg. So remember this pose as we will be doing it on the ground. Take one more breath here. As you exhale, relax the face. Let's start to bring the knee back up so it's pointing towards the sky. And then knee up, foot up, and press that foot up towards the sky. Use your hands to support you, so hands can be behind the thigh or the calf. And you can keep your knees slightly bent. So if you've got tight hamstrings, it might not be as straight or as forward as mine, but we have different bodies, so that's perfectly okay. Point and flex the foot a few times before we flex the foot so the toes are coming towards our face. And beginning to feel stable here, we're going to relax the hands from the legs and reach them up and overhead. Everything that's touching the ground, we press it down further into the ground, and the right foot is pressing up towards the sky as if you're supporting a ceiling. Left foot is still flexed, super engaged there. Take one more breath. As you exhale, bend the knee and straighten it out. Bring it along the left side and we switch. So left knee comes in, hands grab the knee and we'll roll the knee in one direction, loosening out the hip and then reverse that. Very nice. Let's plant that foot onto the ground. Left hand supports as your knee comes out to the side. Heel toe, inch away so the foot becomes in contact with the right leg. Foot can be on thigh or calf. Press that foot into the leg and the leg into the foot. Right toes are flexed. And breathe. Slowly bring the left knee back up so it's pointing towards the sky. Lift it off the ground and press that foot up. Hands support you as you bring your hands behind. Hands supports, bring them behind the thigh or the calf, is what I was meant to say. Point and flex the foot. And then flex the toes towards your face. And from here, start to loosen the support of your hands, bringing them up and overhead, pressing everything that's in contact on the ground, down, and press that foot up, support that ceiling. And from here, bend the knee and straighten the leg. And we're going to gracefully roll over onto our stomachs and press our way up into a table. So in table, hands underneath shoulders and knees underneath hips. Getting acquainted with all 4 points of contact with the ground. And with balancing, we want to be focusing on our breaths. So slow and steady breaths. Our foundation, the 4 points of contact currently with the ground. And our focus. So look at something that's on the ground, that helps. So something that's on the ground and that's still. So what is an acronym for breath, foundation, focus? BFF. Right, so let's make it 2 points of contact with the ground, straightening the right leg behind us, starting to lift it up from the hip height to hip height, flexing the toes, pressing more into the right hand and left shin. Let's reach the left hand up in front. Take an inhale here, lifting everything and pressing away from the ground. Exhale, lower down. Straighten the left leg behind us and lift it up to hip height. Toes are flexed, pressing more into the left hand, right knee, right hand comes forwards. Inhale here, lift everything up, pressing to the ground. Exhale, come down. Switching sides, inhale, left leg, right knee. Exhale, come down. Inhale, right arm, left leg. Exhale, come down. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Exhale. Inhale, right arm, left leg. Exhale. One more time each side. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Exhale. Inhale, right arm, left leg. Exhale. All right, let's make our way to standing. However you like, however gracefully you like. And bringing our feet close together. So pressing into the outer edge of the left foot, and then the big toe side of the left foot, and the heel, hands on hips. Start to lift the right heel off the ground. So all of the weight is going to be coming into the left leg. And then maybe bringing the knee up to hip height, using the hands to support. Staring at something on the ground, remember. And then if you want to stay here, then you're allowed to. You're perfectly fine here. Otherwise, you can bring that foot onto the inner calf, or use your hands to support you as you bring that foot onto the inner thigh. Wherever's in contact, press that foot into the thigh or the calf, and that thigh or calf into the foot. Hands on hips, or you can try other variations where you can bring your hands onto prayer in front of the heart or up towards the sky. Make sure you're staring at something on the ground. Deep, steady breaths. This is tree pose. And what do trees do? They press and root down before rising. So the foundation, the point of contact with the ground, is the most important part to begin before expression. Okay, staying here, I'm going to turn to the side of the mat. And in our tree pose, keep staring at something on the ground. Bring our hands back onto our hips for stability and start to point the front knee, the right knee, in front of us. And then we start reaching the hands up and leaning forwards, taking a risk, pressing that left foot into the ground. And as we lean forwards, maybe straightening the right foot, flexing the toes, bringing ourselves further down to the ground. Again, pressing that left foot into the ground. And maybe if this is a bit too much, you might want to bend the knee and bring the fingertips down to the ground, coming into a grounded warrior 3. So even in this pose, we want everything in the back body to be lifting, the back of the leg lifting, maybe straightening the leg a little bit more, maybe even coming light on the fingertips and straightening one hand and switching and the other. Playing around with our balance. Imagine you're a set of scales and someone's trying to find the best weight. And they're constantly readjusting both sides or one side to get the right balance. And that's what we're doing, just adjusting, readjusting. All right, everyone, let's bring both legs down to the ground. Coming back up and shake out the leg. Can be a lot. And let's try the other side. So, right foot is the foundation, so pressing into the 3 corners of the feet, hands onto hips, then bringing that knee up to hip height, staying here with your hands around your knees, staring at something on the ground, or maybe bringing the foot onto the inner thigh or the calf, whichever variation works for you. Hands on hips, hands in prayer, hands up. There's no wrong variations here. So a pine tree never goes up to an oak tree and says, "What the hell, dude? You're doing it wrong." So try out whichever variation works for you. Taking a couple breaths here, really slowing them down, bringing our attention to the foundation and our focus to the ground. From here, let's play with warrior 3. So hands onto hips first for stability, then points the left knee forwards. Okay, maybe reaching the hands up as we start to tilt forwards, belly in towards the spine, and maybe straightening out the left leg, coming further down, pressing into the right foot, maybe bending the knee a little bit more so you can lower the fingertips down to the ground, flexing the left foot, so everything in the back body wants to be reaching up, lifting. Deep, steady breaths. 2 more breaths here. 1 more breath. And then press into the right foot to come up. Very nice. So you might want to shake out the left leg, shake out the whole body if you want. That wraps up our 15 minutes or even more. So if you've got a couple more moments, I really recommend playing around a little bit with it. Balancing is different every day. So even if you think you've nailed it today, it's going to be a different story tomorrow. I'll love you and leave you here. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Namaste.